Hey, this is Charles Elliott. I'm a lawyer here in Alexandria, Louisiana. And I got some good feedback from one of my previous videos about do I need a will? And I wanted to answer some other questions that I've gotten from people regarding do I need a lawyer if I've been in a car wreck? The usual case is that you know that it wasn't your fault in a car wreck, and now you're left with a bunch of unforeseen issues to deal with that you didn't expect and you didn't prepare for. And so let's talk about some of those and see if we can help you understand the process and also see whether you need to talk to a lawyer about that. As I said in the previous video about a will, do I have to have a lawyer? And the short answer is no. But the better answer is yeah, you probably do. And similarly, when you're in an automobile accident, you're not used to dealing with all of the things that the lawyer is used to dealing with. And so it's probably better off to at least talk to a lawyer, get some advice, and see whether the lawyer can help you through the process. If you're financially able and you don't have a car, you can go rent a car and ultimately know that someone's going to pay you back for that. If you're not in that kind of situation, then a lawyer can arrange for the financing of the rental car until it gets straight between the insurance companies about who's going to ultimately pay for it. But it's important all along the way that you keep track of anything that you're that you're out of pocket, that you've had to incur stress, payments, because it wasn't your fault. And ultimately, someone should pay for that. So the next thing you have to think about is medical treatment. Some of you have health insurance that's going to take care of any injuries that you suffered in the wreck, but other people don't have insurance or they're not sure whether they do have insurance. And ultimately, just like the rental car, at the end of the day, if you're not at fault, the other person's insurance should pay for your medical expenses, should pay for your inconvenience, should pay for your missed work. Keep track of all of those things. In my experience, when a lawyer meets with you and you have some injury from a wreck that wasn't your fault, they'll work with you on the property damage, the rental car stuff, all of those things without charging you a fee for that. That's the way I handle it, but that's the way most lawyers handle it. They are going to have you sign a contract, though, for your injuries, which we call a contingency contract, which is the lawyer is going to get paid from the money that the lawyer recovers for you. And if they don't recover any money, then you don't owe the money. Let's talk about medical treatment. The most important thing when you get injured in a car wreck is to document the injuries. So many of us, especially in the South, I find, well, we sort of suck it up and we think, well, I'm not that hurt. But if you are hurt, you need to go to the doctor because that's the only way that you can document your injuries to show the other guy's insurance company, look, I really am hurt here. So it's very important that you not suck it up. You don't get rewarded for that. You get punished for that because the insurance company will say, well, if you were hurt, you would have gone to the doctor. A lot of times people are injured in car wrecks and they don't realize until months, weeks later that they really were hurt. And they go to the doctor and they get an MRI and they find out they have a bulging disc or a ruptured disc or something in their neck that can only be cured with real treatment. Even if it's a walk-in clinic, you start with a chiropractor that you know or someone's recommended to you, they're going to recommend care progressively. If they can't cure you, that's all should be taken care of by the other person's insurance company. I can give you an example of a friend of mine who was recently T-boned on Jackson Street in Alexandria and totaled the car. He was beat up pretty good. The airbags went off and he was very thankful that he wasn't more hurt than he was. But now, again, he's faced with how do I get a rental car? How do I get to work? Actually, he was driving his wife's car, so how does she get to work? He's the kind of person that would say, well, I'm just, I'm all right. I'll be all right. I'm not that hurt. Well, if he doesn't go to the doctor and he doesn't get it documented how hurt he was, the insurance company is going to tell him you weren't hurt. Please be aware that in Louisiana, the minimum coverage that anyone has to have, liability coverage, is only $15,000. Once you go to the ER and once you start getting medical treatment, you're going to be outside of that person's policy limits. And if they can only afford $15,000 of insurance, they probably can't afford to pay all of your medical bills. That's why it's very important that you have uninsured motorist coverage. Uninsured motorist coverage is basically a policy that you buy to insure the other person. If they don't have enough money to pay for your claims, your losses from a car wreck, you have purchased insurance to cover yourself so that you're not the one that's out of pocket for the money, for the losses. It's very important that you talk to a lawyer, even if you don't hire them. Find out what your rights are, find out what your responsibilities are, and move forward with your case so that you can get on with your life. I tell people all the time, I want you to go to the doctor and get better. I'm not going to send you to some quack doctor who's going to do the things that the insurance companies tell you the doctors do to run up the bill and run up your case. I find there's so much propaganda from the insurance companies, citizens against lawsuit abuse. Well, the insurance companies can never produce these so-called suits where people have been abusing the system, trying to claim things they're not entitled to. And a lot of people in the South kind of suck it up and they say, well, that happened, I got hurt. No, you're falling for the insurance company's propaganda, which is that there's all these terrible abusive lawsuits out there. They just don't exist in my experience. I've been doing this 30 years. I've never seen it. So I appreciate the positive feedback that I've gotten from doing these videos. I'm just trying to give you information about the law, the Constitution, politics, anything that you're interested in. So please send me a message if there's something you want me to talk about. Um, Generally, the stuff that walks in the door for a small town lawyer is a family law question, a succession question. Um, I don't do criminal law because I work for the district attorney, so I don't get involved in those cases. But you can find a lawyer who can help you. So please, to help me keep this series going, please send me some questions or issues that you're interested in, and we'll talk about it. Thank you.